In this chair yoga class, you may need 2 chairs. You could probably do it with 1, but if you've got a second chair, it would be best for your hips. You'll be able to get a little bit more range of motion with a second chair. We'll begin seated on 1 chair. We won't be using the second chair immediately. This chair that I'm using looks slightly odd because I knocked the back of the chair out in order to use it for yoga. Come to the front part of your chair seat and just rock forward and back. Hopefully your chair doesn't have any cushioning because it's best to have a pretty solid and slightly uncomfortable chair for this so that you can feel your sits bones as you rock forward and back. Now spread your fingers, and as you reach down toward the floor, draw your hands back so you open the upper chest, and from here, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, take your hands wide apart and draw down. Inhale, let your hands slide up your legs to your knees, draw your heart forward, lift your chin. Exhale, draw from the navel back to the spine and get this fullness to the back body. Inhale, rock forward on your sits bones, open your chest, look up. Exhale, as if drawing the tailbone toward your navel. You're just rounding the back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up, spread your fingers to get a nice tone in the muscles of the arms. Exhale, take your hands down toward the floor. Inhale, let the hands just slide up toward your knees to get tall in your chair seat. Now turn to the right side. So as you step your right foot to the right side, draw your left leg back. Now we'll do some hip flexion and hip extension. As the foot is back, that's hip extension. Now swing the knee forward. If you need to hold on to the chair back, by all means. But one sit bone is firmly planted, the other one is slightly off the chair. So you can get this full extension of the hip as you reach back with your toes tucked under. And exhale, draw your knee in, draw the foot back, and draw in. And one more, reach back and pull it in for a nice hip flexion. Now turn to the opposite side with your left foot forward, reach your right leg back. Get settled first, feel balanced, and if you don't, hold on to the chair back. Draw your knee in. You can use your hands to lift it up toward your chest, reach it back out, and draw in for hip flexion, reach it out, tuck your toes under, draw in. If you've got socks on, take your socks off so you can really spread your toes as you press through the base of the toes. 2 more. Hug the right knee in, reach it out. 1 more, lift it up and reach it back. Now come to a wide stance with your feet nice and wide apart. And have, with your feet parallel to each other, take your knees nice and wide apart. Inhale, reach your arms up and slightly back like we did earlier. Exhale, take your hands down. Now let the hands just slide up toward your knees to expand and open your heart. Reach your arms up again. Interlace your fingers and reach your interlaced fingers over to your left side. Come back to the center position. Reach over to the right side. Rise up. This time, take your left hand down and reach your right arm over your head. Inhale, rise up, interlace your fingers again. Look up and take the thumbs a little taller than the baby fingers. Reach over to the side. Let your right hand draw to your thigh and reach over even more. Inhale and rise up. Now take your left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Draw your left thumb a little bit lower than your baby finger. Externally rotate the hand. Take your right hand to your head, press your head back, reach your elbow over, keep your right sit bone planted on the chair, reach your right arm out to expand the side body even more. Inhale, lift yourself up. Now do the same with the right side. So take your forearm down to the top of the thigh. Look at the palm of your hand. See if you can turn your hand so that the thumb is reaching toward the floor. The baby finger is lifting up just slightly higher. Take your left hand to your head. Press your head back to open the chest nicely. Look up, turn your underside ribs up. Now extend, reach your left arm up and over your head. Keep your left sit bone planted and root down through the left sit bone to rise up. Inhale, spread your wings, reach your arms up. Exhale, take your hands down. Inhale, let the hands just slide up the knees, open the chest, and release your hands. Hold on to the chair and heel toe your feet so that the feet are now hip distance apart. Come forward on your chair seat. Take your left hand to just above your right ear. Now draw your left ear toward your shoulder. Holding on to the chair seat with your right hand, get a good grip so that as you just cautiously and slowly draw your left ear closer to your left shoulder, now press your head against your hand. So you're actually trying to build strength in your neck muscles. Don't let the head just kind of flop toward the left. See if you can actually lift the head into the palm of the hand and provide a little resistance with your hand. Now inhale, free your hand, take it back to the chair seat and turn your head toward the left and just kind of notice the range of motion you get now after the stretch. Now come back to the center position. Draw your right ear toward your right shoulder. Take your right hand just above the left ear and spread your fingers. So you don't want to give like too much pressure. It is something to strengthen your neck muscles. With your left hand still holding on to the chair seat, see if you can just draw your right ear maybe a little bit closer to the right shoulder. Lift your head into your hand and continue to get a slight stretch there. Just breathe into it. Breathe in deep and out long. On the next inhale breath, free your hand and lift your head up. Now turn your head to look over your right shoulder. And again, just notice the freedom that you get from those few stretches. Now continuing on, let's open the upper chest by hugging the shoulder blades in toward each other. We take the heads of the arm bones back to do that. Turn to the left side again. Look that the knee is roughly right over the ankle. Step your right leg back again like we did before. Take your hands to the low back. Hug your elbows in as a way to open your chest nicely. keeping that bow forward. Now free your right hand and just reach your right hand on the left leg and just touch down, draw down toward the floor. Inhale, let your hand slide up. And now come to the opposite side. So turn your right toes out, step your left foot back, place your hands to your low back, lower yourself down toward the knee. Now free your left hand, let it just slide down, offering some resistance with the leg. And now inhale, lift it up. Come back to the center position. With the feet nice and wide apart, even wider than we had them before, almost toward straight legs. With this wide stance, reach your left hand, just the back of the hand, toward your left foot. So lift up your left toes, so you get a nice stretch to the back side of the leg. Reach your hand down toward your foot. You might feel that this right sit bone lifts off the chair, so keep it seated there. So you'll have to back out a little bit before reaching your arm over your head. You're providing resistance with the inner knee and the inner thigh. You're pushing into the back of the hand's pushing back. Inhale, rise up. We'll do that on the opposite side, so feel free to let your toes draw down on the left foot. With the right toes lifted, press your heel down, turn your palm of the right hand so the back of the hand is just sliding down the inner knee, maybe even the inner calf muscle. Reach your left arm up and over so that you get this nice expansion to the side body. The heel is pressing on the right leg. You're pulling in from the heel to the pelvis. Inhale and rise up. Now grab your second chair if you have it. If not, you can probably improvise in some way to do these poses with us. With your second chair in place, place your left foot right on the chair seat. Lift your left toes up and see if you can just hold on to the left foot. So as you reach toward the left foot, press your fingertips right to the base of the toes and lift up your foot. See if you can just lift it a little bit higher and release your foot down all the way to the floor. Take your right foot to the chair seat. Lift your toes up. Slide your hands down to grab hold of your foot. Lift your foot up off the chair. Maybe even try to pull the knee back a little bit right under the armpit so that you get lots of hip flexion here. Release your foot down. Do the same thing on the opposite side. Take your left heel on the chair and spread and lift your toes. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh. Reach your leg up. Now can you slide your interlaced fingers toward your foot? Now maybe you can even free your right hand and take it to the outside of the right leg. Or just keep the leg lifted. Can you free your left hand and reach it out to the side? Just get this nice twisting action. Come back to the center position and place your left foot to the floor. Lift your right leg up. Interlace your fingers behind the thigh. Lift the toes up. Let the interlaced fingers slide toward the foot. Leg does not have to be straight. Just see how it works for you. as you spread your toes to keep a nice engagement of the leg. Now see about sliding your left hand toward the baby toe side of the foot, or just hold on to the outside of the leg. Free your right hand and just reach it to the side so you get this nice opening of the chest. Release your hand and release your foot. Take both feet on the chair seat in front of you. If your chair has a back, then press your toes to the back of the chair. If you don't have a second chair, just keep your feet on the floor but straighten your legs. See if you can sit as tall as possible. And as you press your toes to the chair back, lift your arms up. Exhale, reach your hands toward the chair back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach toward the chair back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach toward the chair back. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just want to round so much when I'm reaching. But in this action, in order to work the backs of the legs, we have to keep the spine straight, maybe even bend the knees so that you keep the spine as straight as possible as you reach toward the chair back and rise up. Release your hands. Now take your feet together in what it looks like a prayer position of the feet. So the bottom of the feet are pressing. Pull your chair a little bit closer to you. Sit forward on the chair you're seated on and take hold of the back of the chair. If that feels too far for you, just hold on to the seat of the chair. Sit tall again, lengthen the spine, and in the same way, rather than rounding the spine as you come forward, see if you can keep the spine elongated, not shortened, not rounding the spine, but lengthening the spine even as you open up this inner groin area. Now inhale and rise up. Keep hold of the chair back with your left hand. Take your right hand behind you. You can hold on to the chair seat or maybe the chair back. And as you do, sit tall again. Turn your heart toward the right. Hold on to the chair back with your right hand. Sit tall. Hold on to the chair seat or the chair back, your choice. Come back to hold on to the back of the chair with both hands. Bend your elbows. Keep your heart reaching forward. And inhale. Lift yourself away from the chair. Draw your knees in toward each other. Now lean back. So now the spine is supported by the chair back that you're seated on. Lift your left leg up on its own power and draw the foot down. Lift your right leg up on its own power. Take the right foot down. Scoot your pelvis back to the chair back. Extend your feet now. You can let the chair move forward as you settle your legs. Your feet are supported. Your hands are supported. Just close your eyes for a moment. Become aware of your breath. You breathe in. You breathe out. Just take this time to assimilate the actions that you did in your practice. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe free and naturally. And continue to rest for a few moments to assimilate the actions that you did in the practice. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.